Hi everyone, and welcome to May 1st General Hospital Recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. So we are doing Character of the Week. I picked Tracy. We will be voting at the end of this week, but you know, I just kind of used my power and picked Tracy because that's what I'm going to do. But let's get to normal. There we go. Oh, that's so dark. Ha! There's me. Alright, so let's get right to it because I have low battery on everything and I'm waiting for water to boil. So, yeah. At the Quartermains, Ned has a letter. He wants them to look at it before they do anything with the painting. So, Ned was listening to Tracy and Finn's conversation. This is what happens when I film these 2 days after I watch it. I totally forget everything. And he has the DNA test results. And Monica is angry because that kind of violates Samira's rights and, you know, privacy and, all that stuff. I'm being facetious. Of course it does. We're good. So, Tracy says she thinks Samira might be Edward's daughter. What's going on with my bangs? Who knows? And Samira is not a Quartermain. Results are negative, and Tracy apologizes for any insult she might have caused, and she's still going to give her the painting, though, because, like, obviously, situation and all. But Ned thinks there's another solution. He has a new angle to this whole thing. Seriously, what? There we go. That looks better. So Ned wants to talk to Samira alone, and this already should kind of give us all, like, ooh, what's going on? And he says she could play this out until there's criminal charges, or he gives her a check for $10,000, and she takes the check, and she says she didn't mean to hurt anyone. So Samira, the whole thing was fake the whole time, and I feel so lied to be quite honest with you. She gets an Uber and leaves, and Ned is livid. But not with her. Like, she was just kind of like a player in this whole thing. So Ned comes back in, and Dylan wonders why he's so, like, connected to it. And Kiki thinks, to the painting, and Kiki thinks it's acquisition fever. Yahoo! And Ned says someone is obsessed with the painting, and that someone is at the door right now. Dun dun dun! It's Larry Ashton! Figures, and I don't think it took any of us by surprise. He wants to leave immediately, but Ned won't have it. So Larry has to face what he's done. Samira was a con, and she was working for him. The monks had sold the journal and the ring to Larry, and that's why they didn't mention it to Tracy, because they were ashamed. And then he found Samira and planted breadcrumbs to lead Tracy there. So she was there. Samira was there. She must have tried the story on the monks first, and then he planned for this emergency visa. So, like, this whole thing would have to happen very fast. But Ned says he took the con one step too far. The Thanksgiving hymn. Ned and Edward and Lila started that tradition. Oh, my goodness. I can't talk today. So, Lila had started that tradition, and Edward made a point of always saying that. So he would have never sang it without her, let alone with or to anyone else. And that's when Ned started investigating. And Larry Ashton had been the one to call ICE to tip them off to this whole thing before the DNA test came back. And that's why she fainted, because they couldn't put her in hiding or else Larry would lose access to her. So Tracy almost smacks him with a fire poker, but they stop him. I can't talk today. The only reason he'll live is because he's Ned's father. And now leave and never come back because the Quartermains can cover up a murder. That's what you want to say to someone. At Crimson, Nina is having trouble replacing Maxie. Who could have seen that coming? Me. And Nina is being standoffish with Valentine, and the whole time Anna's listening because Valentine's there and he has his watch on. That would have worked better if I had a watch on. So they kind of make up, and then Nell comes in. Nina gives Nell instruction to follow Valentine, and Nell says no. Nina doesn't want to threaten to fire her again, and I would be like, alright, you know what, bye. This isn't what I signed up for. Like, seriously. Nell needs a backbone and a job, I guess, but still. So Nell says that she's going to regret this. And, Nell herself, she held on to a grudge based on lies, and Nina still wants her to find out what's going on, and Nell tells her to call her husband. So Nina is scared of Valentine cheating, him throwing away everything they built. They knew each other for 5 minutes and got married. Don't know how much you built, but whatever, I'm going to check my water. Nina says that she talked to him and got nowhere, and Nell isn't comfortable with this whole thing. Nina won't take no for an answer, though, at which point I would have quit, but whatever. Nina says again about not wanting to fire her, and then Nathan comes in. So Nina covers, and Nell says she'll give it serious thought. Nathan won't come to Windermere because of Valentine, so he wants to talk to her here. He says he misses Maxie, but she's killing it in Portland. Yeah, she's doing good without you, Nina, because you need her more than she needs you, just saying. So he asks how she's doing. doing, and she says she thinks she's losing Valentine to Anna, and she tells him about the watch, and still won't admit that he's bad news, and she says he's just confused. What? He's a grown man. What are you talking about? Like, I can't. So Nina says this thing with Anna is so weird. It's like a switch was flipped in him. And I'm like, what? Like, I literally can't so much. By the way, I got a new pop socket, so little Misha's there. You can't really see her with this filter. But anyway, so Nathan says that Charlotte needs her as a strong role model, and Nina needed to hear that, and Valentine is a fool for not realizing how great he has it with her. And I'm like, whatever. So at the pier, Nathan runs into Anna on the pier, kind of startles her. She says it's her medication, and he asks how things are going, and she's like, yeah, okay, overall, you know. Nathan tells her Maxie's in Portland, and they part ways. Yeah, I was worried about that one. So Valentine is waiting for a boat, and Anna is sitting there in pain, and he comes over to her. What's going on, Anna? Can't imagine what. So he checks her ankle, and because she's like, oh, I really hurt my ankle, and he's like, oh, it's not broken, but, you know, it might be a sprain. And he helps her onto the bench. He gets her ice. She says, you know, he didn't have to stay. You know, she says that she would do the... and then, like, she starts talking about their history and everything, and says that she would do the WSB thing all different if she could go back, but she wouldn't do everything differently. And then Nell sees Valentine and Anna together, and I'm like, oh, well, are you going to be an accidental spy, huh? And Valentine is waiting for the boat. He doesn't want to relive the past, but Anna is playing with the necklace, and he asks about it. I don't have a necklace on. Again, this would have worked better if I had a necklace on. What is going on? Why are you... So many people are telling me things. So at Elizabeth, Liz and Franco are trying to figure the numbers out that Jake had written 0705. And she's hoping Jason will find a clue in the book, but Franco doesn't think so. Because, you know, why would Jason be useful at anything, right? Franco thinks Helena's birthday plan would have happened last year. Like, why wait a whole year? I don't know. For the story, because there were so many things happening last year, just saying. So Franco gets where Jake is coming from, and Liz hopes that they can help him. Jake comes downstairs, he's playing video games. Franco says something about going camping for his birthday, but he doesn't want to camp, and Jake doesn't want to go on vacation. He says he can't. So he doesn't want to go because it wouldn't be fair to his dad, Sam, Scout, and Danny, you know, to do his birthday without them. And they say that they can have a big party that they'll be at, so it'll be fine. But Jake doesn't want to talk about it anymore, and he wants to go do his homework. Big red flag there. Come on, people. He wants to go do his homework? What? What? So Liz wants to know Helena's plan, if there is one, but Jake is really fragile right now, and they head upstairs. At the penthouse, Sam and Jason are going to look through Helena's book. Sam isn't seeing anything, but there has to be something, right? Or else why would she send it with him? So Sam thinks maybe Jake could have made it up, because he did his own drawings on the scroll, and, you know... Like, she's, you know, with everything that happened last year, with the attention and this, that, and the other thing. But Jason doesn't see it, you know, he doesn't see a why to all that. She says, you know, he acted out last year, and Jason thinks he's past that, bless you. And she says, just FYI, that was a cat, there's no one else here. She says, you know, maybe... When it said I had a low battery, it used to stop the recording, but now it doesn't, and I'm like... Anyway, so maybe it's about the attention, and she says it's going to take years for Jake to adjust, and, you know, this is just another hurdle. But she's not saying it in a flippant way. I sound flippant. She's not being flippant. So Jason wants something concrete, and Sam is like, you know what, I'm going to find it then. So she's hacking into the Crichton Clark database, and they'll bring Spinelli if need be, and I'm like, yes, please do that. So she has something, amended records. Jason was admitted there in August 2014. 2 full years of possibly hurting Jake, as he sees it. But he says he had this Helena hallucination. I'll say that 5 times fast. He would never remember what happened to Jake. You know, what if it was a memory? And Sam has an idea. And now end scene. Jake is unraveling the scroll. And he's going to draw something. Monica tells Tracy she can hang the painting in the den, but she says Edward says she knew where it would go best. I have no idea where this is going. Nell comes back to Crimson. She found Valentine on the pier, and she says he was alone, and he boarded the launch and went home. Liar, liar, Nell on fire. But, you know, did she do the right thing? Did she do the wrong thing? Who knows? Anna asks Valentine if the necklace looks familiar. It's a chimera, symbolic. Jake is drawing on the timeline. Sam gets Jason a shot, like of tequila, to open his mind, and she accidentally spilled it on the Helena book by accident, and Jason sees something. I bet you $5 you can't guess what it is. Don't take me up on that. I will owe you all like $1,000 collectively. The pages were stuck together. Something is under the original. Jason sees what it is. It's a chimera, and Jake is drawing a chimera, and he says, I remember you. What is happening? By the way, the first time I ever heard of a chimera was the CSI episode when like Grissom was still on it. Remember Grissom and CSI? Oh my goodness, that was so long ago, I can't even. But yeah, so that is it for today's General Hospital. Well, no, for the first General Hospital recap, I am filming yesterday's right now, and I will see you then. Bye!